Hey, my little pig lilies. How are y'all guys tonight? I want to do a little bit of a vlog. And this is my baby's birth story. So, this was... I had like Sundays and Mondays off. And that Sunday happened to be Mother's Day that I had off. I think that was it. No. Yeah, that was right. Sundays and Mondays. So I had worked that Saturday, and I've been having some discomfort in my back. And we had a planned baby shower for that Sunday. So that night, I needed to go to sleep, and I just couldn't sleep very well because I needed to get up early. And my sister wasn't going to let me be late for my baby shower. So, all I can remember is I got up early Sunday morning because my sister woke me up saying, "Bitch, you're going." And I'm like, "I don't want to go. You go without me. I don't want to deal with it." But finally, I dragged myself out of bed and I threw up. The whole pregnancy, I did not have any morning sickness. And that morning I had morning sickness. And so I was craving all kinds of stuff to eat and couldn't eat it. And so I just got Gatorade and started sipping on that. Well, I get to my baby shower, sipping on Gatorade. And they had all this lovely spread of food that I wanted to eat so bad and couldn't. And, I remember one. I was nauseated and I thought I had diarrhea, but I couldn't boo-boo. And I just like, God, these are the worst diarrhea cramps. Oh my God. And I just couldn't boo-boo. I was miserable. I just wanted to boo-boo and couldn't, or I wanted to throw up, and I couldn't do either one. Let's go back on 5/5/05. And yes, I wanted to have my baby on Cinco de Mayo. So on 5/5, I had lost a little bit of blood in some of my mucus plugs. So I went to the doctor and I was dilated to 4 centimeters, and he said, "Do not come back until your water breaks." And I was like, oh, I just want to go and have this baby now. And I still had like 6 weeks to go. But I was miserable. Y'all have no idea. I already had complications in my pregnancy. So I had already been miserable for like 4 months. All right. Fast forward 3 days later. So I'm at my baby shower and I'm like, I think I have the diarrhea so bad. And I don't like to use anyone's bathroom for number 2. And I was at my Nana's. And I was like, well, I guess it's best I have diarrhea at my Nana's than anywhere else. But then again, I had all these people there for my baby shower, or for my baby shower. And I kept on telling my dad, I was like, oh, my back is irritated. I'm not comfortable. I would sit down, I would stand up. I'm just like, I'm so uncomfortable. I think I have diarrhea, nothing's coming out. So I go to the bathroom and I have a little bit of blood from my penny, as we call it, in my household. And so I'm like, Dad, I'm bleeding just a little bit. And so my dad's calling a doctor because he's like, I already thought I was in labor. And so my dad's like, let's just go to the hospital. Maybe it's nothing, maybe it's something. So we all, I'm thinking, well, if I am in labor, labor is an all-day event. So I have all day to have this baby if I'm in labor. So we all pack up in the car, and there's several carloads because the whole fucking baby shower follows. So there's my sister driving, myself, and my mother in the back seat. My dad and his neighbor are in his car, and then everybody just packed up however way they wanted to. I don't even know. So I'm thinking, oh, we got plenty of time to get to this hospital. So I'm like, let's go to the gas station. Well, actually, I didn't. My sister's like, let's go to the gas station because we got all day. And let's get snacks, drinks, and gas. My hospital's like 40 minutes away. So we go and get all that stuff, and we're on the way to the hospital, and we're cracking jokes. And then my manager calls me, and we're cracking jokes with her because she knew it was my baby shower and she couldn't make it. And as I'm on the phone with her, and right before we get to the hospital, we hear it like that. Not as loud. I'm in this room, and everything echoes. So something pops, and all of a sudden, before I even felt wetness, my sister said, did your water just break? And then I'm like, water gushes out. And I'm like, yes. And I'm like, Stacey, I will not be at work, okay? She's like, why? I was like, my water just broke. And then I get my first contraction, and it hurts like the devil. And I'm like, what is this? Is this labor? Like, I'm thinking they're going to fix this. I'm not having my baby today. No, I'm not having my baby today. So we're pulling into the hospital, and some redneck is broke down or block. He's not broke down. He's blocking the freaking entrance to the hospital. And a contraction hits again. And my sister lays down on the horn because I'm like, oh. All right, so we finally get to the front entrance of the emergency room, and my sister like slams on the brakes, and doors are just flying open. And I stood at the entrance and waited for my sister Park to come with me. And so we get into the ER. I'm wearing white pants or capris, and I'm a mess. So I walk in, and I'm like, my water broke. And they're trying to make me sit in a wheelchair, and I'm like, no, I can't sit anymore. There's no sitting going on. I can't freaking sit. I'm gonna have to walk, okay? You're gonna have to let me walk. No. You've got to be wheeled up to labor and delivery. You cannot walk. It's some kind of, I don't know. If I have the baby right there on the floor, that's a lawsuit. So I sit down a little bit, and then I have to get up because I can handle the pain standing up. I couldn't sitting down. Plus, I'm like, something's like very uncomfortable down there. Like, I just can't sit down. And I just kept feeling like I had diarrhea and I gotta pee so bad. We make it up to labor and delivery, and I'm in my little room, and I'm like, I gotta pee so bad. And they're like, okay, go ahead and pee. So I go, and I can't pee. I can't freaking pee. So I get out, and they're like, take off your clothes and get in the bed. We're gonna have to check you. So I get in the bed, one nurse checks me. She's like, so-and-so, I need a recheck. So-and-so comes in, she's another nurse, and she checks. And currently there's myself and my mother in the room, and the nurse is like, she's a 7. No, the head, push. And my mama starts screaming. So everybody from my baby shower just piles in. There's my sister, my daddy, my auntie, my nana, her stepdaughter, and their children. All kinds of fucking people up in there, except for my doctor. Somehow the snap of a finger, the pediatrician from an hour away is there. And the nurse is like, push, you're having the baby now. And you know, those contractions were hell. It's like PMS, diarrhea, and I don't know, stabbing at the same time. And my mom's screaming, she don't get an epidural. And the nurse is like, we ain't got time for that. So I didn't get an epidural. And the nurse is like, you're going to have to hold your legs. And I'm like, I can hold one leg, but I can't hold both. I'm shaking too hard. And so one nurse is holding me left leg, my sister's holding the right leg, and my daddy's over to the right of me, and my aunt pops in over here, and she's like rubbing my shoulder. And I've already been cussing. So my dad's like, don't touch her. She'll cuss you out. And I'm listening. And then they put this mask on my face for oxygen, and I'm like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And I'm like snorting like a fat pig in heat. And I'm just like, God, I'm so embarrassed. I can't fucking stop snorting. That's what I'm thinking in my head. But at the same time, I've got the blazes of hell in my vagina. So I'm pushing and pushing. I got to my third push and somehow I relaxed and like stuck the baby back in. But I got him out in 6 pushes. So I pushed 3 more times and he's out. And I ripped everywhere, upward. And well, actually the doctor comes in like 1 push before I got him out. And he's like, we're going to have to cut her. And I'm like, no. So I pushed. That last push ripped me the fuck up. So yeah, that was the worst push. It felt like someone had a torch touching my vagina or a hot poker stick. It was awful, but beautiful. During the whole time of me thinking how stupid I sound while I'm snorting, I'm thinking to myself, women have been giving childbirth for millions or billions of years, animals and everything else. And if they're strong enough to have their child naturally and vaginally, so am I. And I am not a weak bitch. I can have this baby. I'm going to do it better than anybody else. And I didn't even cry. I cussed a little bit, but I didn't shed a tear until I saw my little baby. And he sounded like a little rat. And he was like, meh. And I just saw him for like a brief second because it was premature. And they took him away. And then my little 10-year-old cousin Cody came in and watched me get 46 stitches and get traumatized. Which I don't even talk to him anymore. He's grown, married, all that shit. But I had the baby and I had him on 5/8 of 05 at 5:08 p.m. And it only took me 30 minutes, 6 pushes. And I think I was in actual labor for an hour of my knowledge-ish, because that's when the diarrhea. Before then, it wasn't so bad. It was just nausea and a little bit of cramping. But that's my birth story. I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. And I know I left a lot out, but I had to get this done in a timely manner. Thanks for watching. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Good night.